What's good, Outlaws? It's your boy, the Truth 777. Life's been lifing, but I'm back. So, I wanted to do a quick video and then a long video. Well, a quick video now and then a long form video later. But I just want to do a quick video. Xbox financials had came out, and a lot of people were talking about them. As you
Xbox
can
no
see
problem
here,
as far as cloud initiatives goes
Xbox's
and
total
things like
revenue was
that.
down 9%.
I mean,
Their
this is
content
just my
services was
opinion,
down
but
5%
when I
year over
look at
year, and
Xbox
then their hardware,
hardware,
of
I,
course,
I think this
still
generation
plummeting. And it
is
is what it
pretty
is,
much a
right?
lot.
Now, I'm not that isn't confusing. It isn't new. Their services was only like 5%, up or 2% up, something like that for the last couple quarters. And then their gaming revenue was never like in abundance. Okay. But it was positive is the bottom line. But with that being the case, a lot of people are, doing a lot of conversations on Microsoft and things that's going on with Microsoft. But me, I wanted to talk about Xbox Play Anywhere, which I'm just going to go ahead and give my opinion real quick, is basically an apology to Xbox console fans, and that's it. Like, Play Anywhere isn't even new. Like, if you think about it, the Steam app is pretty much Play Anywhere. Anywhere the Steam app can be downloaded, you can play your games anywhere. So same thing with Epic. And honestly, unless I'm mistaken, and I'm pretty sure I'm not mistaken, but I could be. You know how you computer dork sergeant stick my pocket protector can protect and get 16 types of different ink. You know what I mean? Like I don't got time for that. Like the bottom line is if you bought a game from the Microsoft store, you can play that anywhere the Microsoft store is usable, the gaming store. So you play anywhere isn't even a great marketing strategy. It's just a marketing strategy that I think by 2020, the end of 2027, beginning of 2028 will be irrelevant. You know what I mean? Like it's already not that prominent, it's a talking point for YouTube channels, gaming channels and things like that, but it's not that relevant. Like we're keeping it as that. But I'm talking about, I don't even think channels will be bringing it up ever again. You know what I mean? By the 2027, 2028, they'll still be praying that a system is, that Microsoft will be making their own proprietary, system, whether it's a PC, hybrid, whatever, but coming directly from Microsoft, which I don't also think that's happening either, but that's just my opinion. Now, with that being the case, I looked up the full list, and this is true achievements or whatever. And I think the first page is about 100, um, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. I counted; it said exactly 100, but I could have counted wrong. I was counting it really quickly. And then the last page is about 18 games, right? So if we just average out Xbox Play Anywhere games by page, let's say 100 per page, even though we know that's not the case. It'll be about 1,700 games. Now, when you go look at Microsoft's gaming library, features over 15,000 titles. I think it's like over 870 titles optimized for the Xbox Series S and X or whatever. Um, that 1,700 is a drop in the bucket, and it shows you, even though they're adding games every whatever. I honestly don't know, every month, every 6 months, every year, every week, whatever. It it's not a thing. It's really just kind of like a, hey guys, we're sorry, come over to PC where Play Anywhere was already a thing. You know what I mean? We just made it a marketing term, just like everything's an Xbox, and we know that our core fan base and even the Xbox fan base that's on PC will eat it up and try to sell people on it. And for some reason, like the Xbox fan base feels like their base moves the needle anywhere. It's like, nah, y'all just preach it to each other and everybody else just laughs at y'all. Like the fact that y'all try to act like y'all got a W on, like, it just pees off ponies and anybody else that says Xbox Play Anywhere isn't a thing. Like Xbox said it so you must believe it. Like, bro, go somewhere. But the bottom line is, you know what I'm saying? With Xbox Play Anywhere, you're going to have to not only pay extra money, but you're also not really getting anything, especially if you're coming from console. Your library is not going with you. Like if you go to Jez Grindhouse, I think his name is Grindhouse Jez or whatever. Um, he did it like live. You know what I mean? He had went and went to the Microsoft store and saw what Play Any Game where games transferred over, and I think I like 400 or something games. Only 24 transferred over, and four of those games were like demos and games that were canceled, like it's a piss poor excuse for apology. It's not a 4D chess move. It's not doing anything for anybody. Nobody cares. Most of the companies are not going to support it. There will be companies Microsoft can pay or convince to support it, but nobody's really supporting it at full bore, and will never support at full bore because these companies are like the milk. You know what I'm saying? They like to milk their base, you know what I mean, as much as they can, get you to buy the game 15 times. You got to play anywhere, then how I'm gonna get you to buy it 15 times? It doesn't make sense, you know what I mean? Um, and for some of these people, I guess, some of these companies, Microsoft probably throw a little extra in there for them, but also they can convince them, hey, play anywhere only affects the Microsoft store. You know what I mean? It doesn't actually affect Steam, and it doesn't affect Epic Store. So, hey, they can still buy it on Epic Store. They can still buy it on Steam. They can still buy it on PlayStation. So you're still going to make some money. You know what I mean? You can still, take advantage of your base. You know what I mean? It's not like you can't take advantage of your base, but it's like, no, we can't take advantage of your base. How are we going to get your base to buy it several times? You know what I mean? Even if your base ain't that big, it's still something we would like to take advantage of. So, the bottom line is Xbox Play Anywhere is a bunch of nonsensical BS. You know what I mean? And Microsoft, the long form video, I'll talk about, their financials and where I truly think they're going in the future. Give you a hint, they're just going to go full third party. You know what I mean? Game Pass, I think, will be like $50. You know what I mean? A month, and still going. And Play Anywhere will be irrelevant. I also want to say this. Look, I'll prove my point, right? I'm not saying Play Anywhere is going anywhere. Let's look this up, right? I think Play Anywhere. Let's look. When did Play Anywhere? I think it was 2016. Yeah. So it's like, 2016. This thing has been out since 2016. So even everybody's acting like, one, it's new. So hold on, wait. They only have about 1,700 games, but it's been out since 2016. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna be a mute point in a couple years. It's not going anywhere because it's been around forever. You know what I mean? Or for a very long time. But it's not going to be a selling marketing point that anybody cares about in a little bit. You know what I mean? It's the same thing as smart delivery. Smart delivery was absolutely phenomenal, a billion times better than anything PlayStation did. We don't have to argue about that. But let's keep it a stack, right? You only can use it for a year or two. You know what I mean? Before they just start making Xbox Series X and X games where, and they had stopped making Xbox One a long time ago. They don't do like Sony where their system goes 4 or 5 years, 2, 3, 4, 5 years into their next generation. Sony's done that since PlayStation's inception. So with that being the case, if you think about it, that was only going to be useful, especially in the Xbox's space, for a year or two, right? It still was a great feature. It just becomes irrelevant. Nobody cares about starting smart delivery at this time because who's using it? There's nothing really for you to use it on, especially if you already transferred over. What else? Oh, it's the same thing. You know what I mean? Right now, it's a marketing employ. It's truly just an apology. It's the same thing as back compatibility. That's what Xbox Play Anywhere is. Backwards compatibility has been around for a very long time for all the systems. And sometimes they screw the pooch, sometimes they don't. But backwards compatibility has been around for a very long time. And then Xbox just tried to utilize it as a stopgap because they didn't really have the best first party or third party exclusive deals. So they used it as a stopgap, as a selling point, because they didn't have anything else to sell with. You know what I mean? That's just the truth. And again, when they didn't need it anymore, they got rid of that just as fast as they, brought it up as a marketing strategy. We don't have to lie to ourselves and try to act like these marketing strategies that Xbox are employing and that their fan bases chirping and singing to the hills with and repeating and regurgitating the same hive mind, bot mind, sky and net dribble is facts. You know what I mean? The fact is, this marketing strategies, just like back compat was a stopgap, you know what I mean, and a selling point because they ain't had nothing else. Just like smart delivery was excellent, but not useful past probably year 2. Just like, Play Anywhere has been out since, as you can see, 2016, September 2016. So it's been around forever. It's not new. Like, we're not going to do that. Nobody cares. You know what I mean? Truly, nobody cares. Xbox really put themselves in a bind by going in all in on Game Pass. And now they're trying to, find their way out. And really, the truth is, if they just go full third party, it would rip the Band-Aid off. Stop trying to, Game Pass can stay around. For that to be viable, they're going to have to go way more than $30 a month. And just milk the people that are willing to pay the $40, $50, $60 that it would take a month for them to make it viable. Outside of that, irrelevant. You know what I mean? Game Pass can still be around, just like Ubisoft and Ubisoft thing and EA Play. Those things can stay. You know what I mean? And they can make whatever they can make off of that and just not care about anything else. But outside of that, it's, mute point, really. You still really just want to sell your games. And if Microsoft just goes and turns itself into a third party that just so happens to have a streaming service, boom. You know what I mean? Like EA, like Ubisoft, and any other major publisher that's doing it that's typically American or European. You know what I mean? It's nothing wrong with that. But that's all I wanted to say on EA Play. I've heard people, talking about it and trying to, Jez had came up and he was saying, hey, Resident Evil 7 was Play Anywhere, but Requiem isn't, you know what I mean? 9 or Requiem isn't. And I'm like, duh, you know what I mean? Capcom, everybody is trying to fill their pockets as much as possible. They're not trying to hear that Play Anywhere BS. You know what I mean? Why would they support it? It doesn't help them do anything. So that's all I had to say. It's your boy, The Truth. Hope you outlaws are having a great day, and I'm out.